Alright guys, we are live on YouTube as well. Alright? We were live in the meeting before, but we now live on YouTube. Alright, so alright, yes, yeah. So I'm back, we back, right? Zip it. So we are saying to the user your name is, and we're printing these two variables in this specific order, right? With a space between them. Right? So that's how we do that. We could also tell the user what the address is, right? But this doesn't incorporate the Miss and the Mr. yet. Right? We haven't incorporated the Miss and the Mr. yet. Okay, so remember we took the sex from the person, male or female. So we should know how to say Mr. or Miss appropriately, right? But we haven't included that just yet. I'm going to show you guys how we're going to include that. So this is what we're going to do now. We're going to say, right? We're going to have two instances. It's either it's going to be Mr., right, dash, dash, or it's going to be Miss. So we're going to create the second instance. The second instance is Control C. We're creating the second instance now, right? In the second instance, it will be Miss instead. We have the two possibilities, either Mr. or Miss.
So can you scroll that up a little bit?
A little bit? Like that?
Yeah, so I think that's
Alright, so we have those two possibilities, whether Mr. or Miss. But we need to check, right? We need to evaluate a condition to see if we should use Mr. or if we should use Miss. So to do that, we type if, and this is it. Now we had the sex information from before. If sex, and pay attention to this guy. This one is very peculiar. We have to use two equal signs, not one. Two equal signs. In C++, we don't have this problem. In C++, you can use one equal sign. Right? So we're going to be looking at these subtle improvements as we go from one to the other, right? So, again, remember we've been using these double quotations all the time. Yeah, and we've been using these double quotations all the time. Yeah, these double quotations here, we've been using these all the time, right? But for a character, you want to scroll up?
Yeah.
Right.
My print and your first name.
Print enter your first name?
Yeah.
This one here.
Yeah.
Right. So all the time we were using the double quotations, but for characters specifically have, right, single, right, just a quote, right, guys. So to get the single one, you just tap it once like that. So notice we get the two. All right, so we're gonna check to see if the sex is M. If the sex is M, it means male, right? Which of these statements should be printed? The Mr. one, right? So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be saying, well, if the sex is M, then we should be saying Mr. Right? So you see this bracket here that we just created? We're going to take the Mr. statement and we're going to put it there. We're going to throw it here like that. Bam. Yeah? And guess what? It's only two options. It's either M or F. So we test one option. If it's not M, the other have to be F. Yeah? So how this works in programming, we say if the sex is M, we should use the Mr. print function. Right? Otherwise, use the Miss print function. So to get the otherwise, right, this is where we write else. So we say else, and we have the open and close curly brackets. This is what is going to be executed now. Right? And we're going to put the Miss print statement inside of there. So Control X, we're going to put the Miss print statement here now. Bam. That's it. Right, so we have incorporated the information knowing whether to say Mr. or Miss. Right? Because we asked the user for the sex earlier, so we know whether it's male or female. Right? Alright, so from there, we need to calculate the person's age now. But we can tell the person what the address is. That's going to be relatively easy. We could use a simple print function and say your address is, yeah, so let's write address is, and we need to erase these two things. Right? Your address is. We just want to be putting the address, right? And we write. That's it, because we want to put the address there. That's why we put the address to be, the address is a string. So we put that information at the end there. And right here, we're going to put now address, because that's the variable in which the address information is stored. Yeah? I believe we have two D's on it. Yeah, look at it. So when you type the correct thing, you could see that we created this variable to hold characters on top. And I'm also going to show you guys what's the fallacy, how to crash this program. Essentially how to happen. Yeah? So what the hackers do, right? They find a vulnerability in the system because you're going to identify that. Right? There's no code at this point. Yeah? There's vulnerabilities. You just have to identify it. So what they have to do in most instances is how they trick the hardware or the software, get the software to crash. And when they get it to crash, misbehave, they can figure out a way now to update that code so that the hardware does what they want it to do. And this is essentially how the PlayStation was jailbroken.
Sir,
yeah. And they screw up. Right? They call this an exploit. Once you figure out the system has a vulnerability, you basically have a way to exploit the system. Very good. Keep typing. There's a lot more you have to type. Anything you see on the screen, I want you to type it in because I'm going to come and assist you to complete everything.
No.
All right. So you guys can imagine you're seeing how to code, but then we're going to be showing you the fallacy. So you'll understand if it's misbehaving, why it's misbehaving. Right? The bulk of your experience, wisdom rather, is going to be you understanding why it's misbehaving. If you don't understand why it's misbehaving, it's unlikely of confusion. Right? They'll be like, oh, it don't make sense. So remember the 18 from last week? Who remember the 18? Who remember when we did the math, we get 18 and that was
Me.
right. And nothing was wrong with the code. Yeah, because had we code the same thing in C++, we would have got it correct. I'm going to show you why it behaves that way. See, we have to basically identify the quirks. So you can understand, hey, if it's misbehaving, this is the reason why it's misbehaving. Yeah? We move on to our next programming language, which is a little bit more sophisticated, and we see all those issues is right. Yeah? But we're going to get there. All right, so now, all right, I'm just scrolling back down a little bit. Right? Now, we basically, right, print the address to the user to say, hey, your address is. Right? Now, we need to do some calculations, and we need possibly to give the user where the data boot is, right? So what we want to do, we're going to tell the user what the data boot is. Let's check this out. So here is where we're going to tell the user the data boot after the address. So using the printer function again, right? And we deleting these variables on this side because we don't need that. We're going to say your date of birth is. Your date of birth is. That's what we're going to be doing. Right? Now, we don't need this. None of this information on this side we don't need, right? So what do we need? We need day, month, year. That's the format in which we do it. Day should come first, then a slash inside. You know we just write it on like the receipts and stuff, right? A slash, then month supposed to come, a slash, and then year supposed to come. So this is how we tell the print. Up a little bit. This is how we tell the print function. All right, so we have someone who has graced us with their presence on the. I'm trying to remove these windows so that we can see the program full screen. Alright, so this should be good. So it makes a lot bigger now so that we can see everything at the same time, right? Alright, so you should be able to see everything, right? Because I'm here with the data of goods. You should be able to see everything now, right? Alright, so we here, guys, we're saying your date of birth is. So what we want one integer. What you remember? The symbol for integer is the percentage sign B. We telling the print function inside the curly brackets, right? We're printing text on the screen that, hey, we inserting a variable here. And then after the variable comes a slash. Then we inserting our next variable here of the same data type, which is integer. And then after that variable comes a slash. Then we inserting our next variable of the same data type, integer. Right? We want a space and possibly a new line. Yeah, we want the cursor to move on a new line. Now, all these other ones here, we didn't have new lines on them. So we're going to go ahead and update them so that the cursor always moves to a new line and we can distinguish one thing from another, right? So at the end of the quotation, we put the backward slash and the end to mean move to a new line. So that's what this means. This means after the cursor is finished doing what it's doing, it moves to a new line so we can distinguish, right, what we're printing in a separate line in each instance. So we have the integer set up in this order. So the integer is what? Day, month, year. And so that's exactly what we're doing here now. Put the comma, day, month, year. That's it. And we're done. So the day printing here, the month printing here, the year printing here. That's how C code does it. It's not the best. We're going to see with C++ that we have a more intuitive way of doing it. Alright? Turn around. Put yourself inside. Alright? I want you to type this line that I just wrote. Type it. Go to the end of the screen and begin to type this line. Press Ctrl Z. No, the Control button. With one hand, press and hold the Control. No, that's the Shift button. Right below that one. Right below that. Right, that's the button. Right, and press and hold with that finger. Press Z now. Keep pressing. Don't stop. Very good. Okay, come back. Type for me.
To type your address.
Yeah, you type this. Alright, so we have format. We have put it in the appropriate format and we've given the user the information about his or herself, right? We're going to calculate the year now. As in, we know the current year, right? We know the current day. We know the current month. We could have asked the user to put this information in, right? But we want to make it as simple as possible. We hard coding that. So every time the day changes, because tomorrow is a different day. Same month, same year, but different day. So this solution, every day we have to, because we hard coding it, we have to update the current day. You know? You're seeing that? Because tomorrow the code wouldn't work again. Because it will be using the current day as the 16th when tomorrow is going to be the 17th. Yeah?
What?
So possibly the better way of doing it is asking the user to enter the current day, the current month, and current year. Because if we ask the user to enter all that information, it doesn't matter what year, month, day, the user is going to enter it, and that is the information that will be used to calculate the age. So we're going to calculate the user's age now, guys, right? I'm going to go back down to the bottom and zoom in a bit. And here, right, we're going to be talking about how we're going to calculate the year, right? So if somebody born 2000, right? There's been 23 years now since 2000, right? It's very easy to do that math in your mind. They don't have to be 23 yet, because this year ain't finished yet. What if the person's birthday is in December? It is 2023, but they're actually 22 because their birthday ain't passed as yet in 2023. Yeah? So there's that little right. I'm gonna tell you. There's that little instance that we must appreciate. So this is how we're gonna calculate the age, right? We're gonna say first, we're gonna identify if the user who enter information about the month, and the year of birth. Right? The year of birth must always be what? Right. Must always be 4 digits. Right? Otherwise we don't insist. We possibly have to tell the user, hey, make sure and put it in this format where we have 4 digits. If they enter 2 digits, the program will and crash. Okay? It's that easy to crash programs sometimes. Right? So we have to hard code everything to prevent these things from happening. Give the user as much information and instruction so as to limit the user making an error while entering the information first. All right, so let's decide how we're calculating the age now. We're going to say if, and this is it. This is how we're going to calculate the age. We're going to be saying, this is the condition we're testing for. We're testing to see if the current month is greater than current month. Remember, we set the current month to be August. We're testing to see if the current month is greater than the month that they say they're born. Right? Greater than means they didn't come yet. Yeah? So that's what we need to do. We test and see if current month is greater than the month where they say they're born. So the current month is the 8th. And this person said they're born January. It means they're born already. That's why we need to do this check. We are checking to see if the current month is greater than the month that they say they're born, right? So we write month right here. That's the month that they're born, that we created that variable month. Right? Now, if this condition is true, we know how to do the math. Right? If the month greater than the current month, right? Which is the opposite of what we see. The word ain't gone yet, so we have to subtract 1. But if this is true, they would be born already, and we could just do the straight math of just subtracting the years, right? Yeah. Just subtract the years, right? So this is the straight math part, right? Because if the current month happens to be greater than the month they say they're born, they're gone already, and somebody who born 2000 would be 23 years today. Yeah? So that is what we have the information here. We're going to enter it now. We're going to say age would be equal to current year minus current year minus year. Because year is the year that they say they're born. This is the variable we created on top to hold the year they're born. And current year is 2023. So if the month gone already, right, then that means that they definitely would be 23 years of age, right? So that's how we do the math. Now, what if there's a next situation, right? What if they're born in August? That's crazy because greater than doesn't account for equal to. You see? Greater than does not account for equal to. Right? So we have to create an equal to situation. What if the person born in August? Then it's a peculiar thing now to know if they're born, because today is the 16th. If they're born before the 16th, on the 16th, or after the 16th. So that's where the day comes into play. Yeah? So all this is math. And the better you are at math and these abstract ideas, you could realize the solution in your mind and you could write the code in 2 seconds. Right? So for the most part, programmers are mathematical geniuses. They could do, right? They could crunch large numbers in their mind. They could see solutions in their mind. And that's how they could code it efficiently, just like that. In your mind, right? But you are developing the aptitude. You are going to have to be exposed to much more advanced level mathematics when you all do CXC and CAPE and so on, right? And then you are going to get into the the space of wisdom that you can start to solve some real problems in coding. All right, watch this a minute. So we know if the current month, right, go on already. If they're born January, because current month is August. If they're born January, they go on already. So we do this simple math like this. However, if they're born in August, because the current month is August, right? If they're born in August, that creates a unique situation. So we got to check to see if the current month, yeah, we could go down, the current month, is equal to, remember, it's two equal signs, yeah? Don't forget. If the current month is equal to month, and we ain't done yet. If the current month is equal to month, so the person said they're born in August. And guess what? We have to check the date, because this is one side of the argument. We also have to check the date. So this is where the logic operator comes into play. So we say, if the current month is the same month that they say they're born, and at the same time, we're checking this, the current day is greater than or equal to, because remember, equal means they actually turn 23. So we're going to say current day, you all can see my screen, current day is greater than or equal to day, the day that they say they're born. The equal sign is accounting for if today is the actual birthday. Yeah? And the greater than sign is accounting for is August, but the birthday gone already in August. What? Let me say the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Right? So current month is the same month they say they're born. And the current day is either the birthday gone already or today is the birthday. And we know how to do the math appropriately. You all ready? Right? With this condition that we're testing, we know how to do the math. Because this is saying that the birthday would be gone already, yeah? So we do it the same thing. Yeah? We say age would be equal to the current year, right? Minus the year they say they're born. That's it. So notice, in this, we did the same math. Both instances. Because this is a different kind of test. This is if the month gone already. If the month gone already, we don't have to be concerned about the day. The birthday gone already. The 23. Yeah? But if they're born this month, because this month happened to be the current month, that's how the day becomes involved now to see if the day passed already or not. And basically what we have set up here is to say that the day passed already, and the day passed already, it means that 23 and the math is simple. What if the day ain't passed yet? What if the month ain't passed yet? That's the next aspect now. So, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be saying, we're going to use our next if statement. Let's see how that works. Right? We're going to say if, you're watching, if the current month is less than month now, if the current month is less than month. All right, let me explain this. The current month is August, but they say they're born December. Right? Current month would be 8, and December is 12. So 8 would indeed be less than 12. Means the birthday ain't gone yet. So this person ain't turned 23 yet. So when we do the math, we always are accustomed doing, we gotta subtract an extra 1 from it. Yeah? Right, so when I finish this, I'm gonna be coming around because I'm gonna put it on the screen and everybody supposed to accomplish this in class. Right? So what we're doing now, we're saying that the age would be equal to current year. Let's go down to select current year minus, right, year. They say they're born, but because the birthday ain't gone yet, As a matter of fact, the birth month ain't even come yet because we're in August and possibly they're born in December. So that's why we had a subtract an extra one. Yeah? We had a subtract an extra one. You want to see that? Because we discounting 2023. Because even though it's 2023, right? The birthday ain't reached yet. Yeah? And then we put semicolon like that. Yes, you can. Alright, so that's it. We have reached the end of this program. Alright? And you all can imagine, we just need to tell the user now, hey, we calculate your age for you now. Your age is, and put it, right? So let's tell the user we calculate the age. Ready? Print F, right? And we're telling the user your age is colon, and you all know how we do this already. We just put the appropriate, right? Data type and what? New line symbol. And then we put comma, age, right? Because we've been calculating this information in the age variable all the time. We put age, and then what we do? We terminate that statement. And that's the end of the whole program now. It seems very advanced, but there's a basic behind what we do. Yeah? You gotta understand the syntax. You gotta understand how to write all the different things that we have to write so that the code behaves exactly how we want it to behave. You understand the cruxisms, right? In that, inside of the quotation marks, we have to put these little flags or tags so that the print function knows where to put the variable that we calculate. Right? So the variable is going to go right here after the colon sign. Yeah, guys? Alright? So you all could imagine, right? You all know the compile process. You just hit this button here, and on my screen it's going to be a little different to see. So I have to go and enable in view just now.
My God.
On full screen. What do I want to be? All of you logs. Right?
So what processing?
Huh?
What processing?
I'm going to take off the full screen.
What you pressing?
What's that?
What are you pressing right now?
Yeah, you're going up and you're pressing the build button. This one here, build. And you can see at the bottom here what it's going to tell you. It's going to say build failed, one error. If you double click, we're going to see what the error is. Right? 08. Right? Remember, we can't put a 0 in front. Yeah? So we delete that 0. So guys, you all learning the difficulties, right? What is okay, what the compiler is gonna find a problem with, right? And we hit the build button again, right? And look at the bottom here. This is what we follow. We follow the log that's gonna tell us what's going on in function main, right? Debugging kids, right? We seeing if we go all the way down to the bottom, it says 0 errors, but we have 7 warnings. The warnings is just that, warnings. Once it says we have 0 errors, compilation was successful, and we could now execute. We could now run that program, right? We could run the program here. So when we run the program, we're gonna get the console screen. Who remember that black screen? This is it. I'm gonna make it full screen. I'm gonna zoom into it so that you guys can see. So first name, right? We're gonna enter the first name, right? So my first name, okay, right? And look at what happens. Look at what happens, guys. It skipped the part that says enter your last name. So it didn't allow us to enter our last name. It skipped that. And you are gonna remember the code compiled successfully, yeah? But now that we're running the program, we are encountering errors. These type of errors are called runtime errors. These errors pass the compilation stage, and when we interact with the program while the program is executing, we run into an issue. So the reason why that is happening is because this data type here, something is wrong. Right? So you can see accept the data type, but because something was wrong, it skipped the other one. Yeah? We're gonna take Yeah. You want to see the code again?
I didn't reach that.
Yeah, I'm gonna come and sort out everything for you, right? Right? Because just so you're going on lunch. So let's take a look at what's going on. So look, it says here, your first name. Enter your first name. What does this represent? Character, not string. But my name is a string. It's a T, then an A, then a K, then an I, then an M. And the scanf function was expecting what? A single letter. Yeah. And just by the user not entering the correct information, the program is misleading. You all see that? So we're gonna fix that now. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna close it, right? We're gonna fix that in that we're gonna put the appropriate S to represent that we entering our string information. Then we're gonna rebuild, note the logs. You all can follow the logs to see if there's an error, right? So we're following the logs here. It says it check in. So look at what's going on at the bottom here. Now build, finish, 0 errors. That means you could compile. It says go ahead. Our compilation was successful. We're gonna execute this code now. So I get the console screen. So I'm gonna drag it over so that you guys can see it. Right? I'm gonna zoom into it so that you guys can see it. Right? So now when I enter Takim, look what happens. It don't skip me entering my last name. Why? Because the data type for the Takim that I input is correct. So you see, we have this fundamental limitation that when we create programs, if the user don't interact with it correctly, the program will start to misbehave. You see that? Yeah?
Ow.
Alright, so enter your last name. We have now, right? Check it out. Enter your sex. Enter it, skip that. Yeah? Enter your sex. It skipped us being able to enter the sex. So something is wrong here. So the scanf function, right, has an issue here. Because we enter what? A string, and there's obviously a data type mismatch. So I'm teaching you all to identify what's wrong. So look at the last name. So it says enter the last name here. So this kind of function, accepting a string, enter last name, accepting a string. Then this part says enter sex, accepting what? A character. You all see it? Uh-huh. Want to use the washroom? Yeah, go ahead. Alright, so when we enter the last name, this part that we're supposed to enter sex, you can see we have a program to go on and do line. That's okay. And it's this kind of function now supposed to allow us to enter the sex. Sex being a character. Right? Let's go back up. Take a look at that character. Sex. Yeah? Come. Yeah, whoever is the door is open, they can always open and come inside. Alright, so we were saying when we change this to the appropriate type, we have CF character. That's what the user is entering sex. Alright, if you try to build, you can see that it's up to date. We're gonna go back and take a next look at it.
Sorry, sir, I'm an error.
Huh?
I'm an error.
You have an error on yours? Yeah. Alright, guess I'm gonna come and check it for you. I've just entered the information again. Look at that. That's by me entering long. You see, it would have skipped this piece here about entering male or female. Anybody have any idea? You all know nothing is wrong with the code. This is a different nature of error, right? Yeah? We talk about runtime errors. Watch what happens, guys. If I should close this and reassign this first part for sex to be on top. What happens? I've changed some things, right? So there's an update. So now we're going to have to compile again, right? But at the bottom here is going to be saying that the build has no errors, right? So it passed the compile. The compilation was successful. Now look at this now. On my screen here. Let me drag it across. It's saying please enter sex. Yeah. Please enter your sex. And it's allowing us to enter M for male. And then move on to first name now. Yeah. And I can write the first name. Then enter your last name. Alright. The year of birth. Just by moving the code to a different. We change up there. Just by moving the code to a different line. What changes now is how the user gonna interact. The user gonna enter the character before he start to enter any strings. Just by doing that, we fix our malfunction. Yeah, we are identifying the shortcomings. That is important. You guys must know why one language is better suited than another, depending on what task you're performing. Right? Enter the year of birth. So the year of birth is 1982. Right? Enter. And the month of birth is the first month. I put 1. And the day of birth is the first. Put 1. So enter your address. Check this out, guys. This is also our next issue. Claxton. Right? If I put that space, we run into problems. If I put that space and put day like this, the program will malfunction. It didn't allow me. So I enter Claxton B, right? What did it say about address? Where's the address part? The address is Claxton. You see it? The address is Claxton. The day part is missing. You see that? Yeah. We're also gonna have to clean up that little piece there. So I'm gonna close this here, guys. And that little piece is not going on a new line with address. So we're going on and we're looking for the address. This is age. The address, like the address here, it didn't go print on a new line. So we put in the new line there. So everybody could update that. So what we're saying is pay attention, right? To the data and the format in which the program is accepting that data. So I'm coming back and I'm moving this across, right? And I'm zooming into it. So M for male again, we're doing the whole thing, right? T-A-K-I-M, last name L-O-W-E, year of birth 1982, month of birth, the first month, the first day, and my address, Clarkson Bay. Look at this now. I write it as one thing, no space. One thing, no space, right?
Space bar.
Look what happens. It prints properly now. Your address is Clarkson Bay.
Space bar.
Yeah? And it tells me your date of birth is the 1st of the 1st, 1982. Your age is 41. Huh? So I'm coming around now. I'm getting a flash, right? But I'm coming around. Anybody who finished is going to be allowed to one lunch. I'm going to help everybody.
Alright, and then Polly is 5 more than Sarah.
I'm an area.
Look outside!
It's not okay. So,
Where are you? You know, Isaiah, you know what happened? I saw one on TikTok was trying to do a practice and something took him and he cried.
Yeah.
Eat. So, why are you hurrying?
Huh?
Why are you
To
hurrying?
come and help you.
I have to go?
No!
Yes.
No!
No.
So the box that
Alright, so I'm going to close this, guys, and I'm going to allow you all to. Yeah, nah. Some of you all who would have typed the entire thing might still have some issues, right? In that the compiler will tell you have an error and you can't figure out what the error is. I'm gonna be coming around and I'm gonna be helping you all. Alright, I'm gonna leave it like this, right? Down to the last part that says H. Where am I? Coming back across here. Oh, this thing just won't automatically hide.
So maybe just a few typos.
Alright, I'm coming across, Alright? See, I'm gonna save this on the flash. So I'm gonna have the flash here when I'm coming across that's this here. Okay? Wait, the flash, right? Destiny? Close the window.
Just calling me little phone. You on my phone? You on my phone? Son?
Wait, they tell me the flash drive not working all of a sudden. No, this is crazy.
What are you working on? Are you on game? Let me see. Let me see what. Let me finish on.
Yeah, I trying to get to you, but the flash drive all of a sudden not working. I just got a flash drive, so I could come around and give you all the code. But it's just not working. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it would work on one of your old computer. Let's check this in your system because I'm trying to mine and just I need to like just input it and help you get it?
Yeah, but
What's that?
Right,
So this part here that is right, Mr. Isaiah, we have put this missed it. You gotta send this on a different line. Your address is. So you're looking for the printf statement that says your address space. You see, that's where this is supposed to have a space when you have a space. So you're looking for the print statement that starts with your. Right? You're gonna come in.
so where's
Yeah, look at it. Your address is. So this one here didn't have the new address. Yeah. Just need to change.
Me? Yeah. Yeah. Because
I like No, that's
deep art. Who won this drum? Deep art. Deep art. I'm going to shoot somebody. Who should I shoot? Boom! Deep art. Deep art.
That's what
Deep art.
Yeah. Alright, so everybody who is successfully compiling, right? Don't put go on lunch. I'm gonna work around. We have to need smaller kids. I just having a problem with the flash drive. The flash drive is not working, right? So that's why I haven't come around and said. So everybody, right? You can go on lunch.
Everyone, all of us.
Yeah, you come back here and we resume with what you guys missed yesterday. And your parents should be here by 1 to pick you up.
How come?
Huh?
How come?
What's that?
How come our friends should be here by 1?
Yeah, what time is it?
Maggie.
Probably 2? Okay, Tuesday.
My
You can get
friends
more
come
time.
to me 4 o'clock.
You're accustomed being here for 3.
Yay!
Alright, guys. What do you think? You can go down in the kitchen and order.
Oh,
Yeah, come.
no. Bye, Nathan.
Hmm?
Bye. Yes, bye. Come on.
Super.
Now let's see. Ready? Yeah. We're gonna move. Open up. No, I'm not gonna destroy it. You lost your guns. I know it's over there. No, die. That's why we're going weird. Wow. What's your music, Maggie?
I'm muted.
Huh?
Why am I muted?
Yeah, you got trouble. Okay. Bye. Oh, yes. I'll go try to eat. Great. Okay, I think so. I'm not off. Huh? Good afternoon, boy. You little weirdo. Destiny, get out. Right. No. Destiny.
Every day we're gonna tell you don't eat inside by the computers.
him. So I call him Daddy.
Hey, we still live.
I know. Wait, what? I don't know. Tell me, no reason.
Actually, I'm present today. I was calling the other day for an update. Well, hold on. What about the window? Remember, I asked specifically just to see if you could get that window removed, so I can immediately occupy the room. If that is done today, I can start occupying the room tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Thanks very much. Right? Yeah, be patient. Okay, whichever.
Yeah, bro. You come call her later than one, eh? I'll give you a heads up because now when I'm organized. I already was very important this morning. I just can't afford it blowing in the so he's up there now, so I'm going to organize there, right? So, look come on. My little more time because I still have to go and sort up the other block faded. So I said for later and this evening, for sure, I'm going to cut the board in now and wait to speak and then line up the box. So I'm going to be ready and I'm going to finish it. Alright, so now I'm going to start the app.
Apa yang dibiasakan again? Naman para people sa kakain. Okay, that's okay. Oh, okay. Anything, but I don't know what you want to do. You want to play this game?
Let's watch it.
What your friend is?
Cheap.
Come on.
No, I don't want to do. I want to watch. Yeah. Absolutely. And this thing I like to work with is you watch your ice cream? You watch your ice cream? Bro, I watched this already. Or of course.
Yeah, come. It open.
Hello, you good? Where's the money?
Oh
He
man.
was in the money. Global, you know, this is not important here.
I don't think he comes today. No.
You was here this week?
I don't think so. Yeah, because none of this. Oh wait. Is Isaac?
You want to see?
You need to call him and check. Wait.
You want to eat now or later?
Fruits? Fruits?
Now since it's late breakfast, it's proposed up to work.
Oh, yeah, bring it home now.
by you. The lines is not. Oh yes, not movie. I hate that. I mean, I'll just throw words for Ronaldo. Ronaldo, I mean, or, or how do I people keep standing everywhere? You are here, you are me. Tadi dah setuju ada apa?
I'll get this thing to work, man. Just now, okay.
Yeah. She's gonna help with baking something. Michael, what do you want? If you want to. Maybe it's just a condom. It could be anything. And it is just use just a class of condoms. Like that? Don't see. I want to say to you.
So this thing now we can buy.
This one to play out. This one to play out. You want to pick it? Oh, I like this. Aku pasti sekarang mau sekali. I like when in Ow! Oh, just breathe out. It's done. Okay. And me too. I am ready. No, you can choose the time. Choose time. I saw my nose. How can you have 50 points? I don't see it.
What?
Let's see. Wait, what? Which this? This one is blue. Okay. This one blue. No. Wait, what happened? Blue? Blue? Okay. Okay. Hey, this is mine too. What did you do? What did you do? It's just gonna go up. No, please no. Yes. Hey, why did you do that? Sorry. Your turn. I don't know.
Chưa gì đến một cái
Yes,
no.
No, that's not.
No.
I was gonna do that. Yes. 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 What did you do? No, why did you go? So different.
No, I get lock up. What do I do?
What are you doing? No, don't do that.
I need.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
No. Bye guys. Boy. I have to pee. Don't go down that hill.
Whoa.
Okay, no.
See, now I get it. Okay, I got to leave this. This is fire.
What did you do? It's a fire.
I know to do it.
I told you don't go down the hill. Look what happened.
Yeah, but don't check no please. Business.
No. Yes.
Ah, your man, G. Come on, you just now. Just now.
No, it's
Go shoot my.
What do you
Fine.
No.
Ah, you died. Ooh.
Oh, look at that. How you gonna get me now?
If I be bomb, I can tell you.
Alice lands and sea.
Mm.
Okay.
They can drive up to what road? They can drive towards what?
All I need to
When I can reach you.
no one likes trees. Should I do it? Should I go straight
No.
down?
No, I'm gonna do something.
No, I'm gonna kill me. You're gonna kill me. That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Sorry.
That doesn't count.
I wanna fly.
Fly. You know that's not gonna work. Bye bye.
I shall get a blue one.
Now. Okay.
You can't do it. You won't make it. You won't make the touch.
I
You won't make
know.
it.
I'm just making it just
Miss. I follow.
Hello, upside down 10.
No.
I have eyes. What? Yes!
You'll never go for me.
You don't have any of them. how to switch. Whoa, it went so hard it flipped over.
Oh, cái đấy đây rồi đây. Đấy đi play cái chắc phụ này. Cái đấy. Lên. You see when you're gonna snow?
Let me play one now.
No.
Let me be play one. Let me be play one. I am play one now. I am play one.
No.
I am play one. You play two. I play one.
No.
Play one.
What? You must be started. Try all that, okay?
1, 2, 0.
Turn on.
Try all that.
Oh.
No, why do you have to be that one?
Then I have to switch. Okay, you know, switch
Must be a
and
person making on the
slow. And then you get a blue while you're breaking it.
That again.
And then you get a 40 and then you stay upside down if you want to. No, I didn't.
Good for you. Time to die. Go. Ấy buổi chiều thật sự cái tay đấy đây cái tay
How would you say?
What's it on?
ui $270
But I'm gonna buy
you
some.
can't buy anything
I could.
you local one you can actually look you don't
Just try to dig up in the laptop, see? Alright.
Look what it says. Oh, sure.
We started computer. Try already.
This is crazy.
holy crap this is a nice one
You know, and it's not only this computer signal, every other computer signal.
Why would you do that?
You know, I didn't try to make that one. Because it was
You
looking at that one.
I guess
It's
I'm
crazy.
not.
Alright.
no
If you roll it, you're dead. What's going on? What's going on?
Fire!
hey
I told you set fire.
thằng kia còn lại đang xếp luôn
Bye bye.
You did. You did. Where can I serve? Huh? Where
I'll
can I
find
serve?
a line.
If I use some help, wait. That one? That's one of it.
Ooh, it is so
There you have one too?
Yeah, we know. I don't care about the one. I don't
Car break it.
drive.
The car break it. Fire.
No, never. Now,
I know fire. The break between them. Welcome me. I'll see him right next to me. You have to see him. Hey.
Smoke you. Good for you.
Now if we cheat, then the other person automatically gets the point.
Yeah, you just have to.
You can't cheat.
I don't know. Yeah, is that?
I don't need it.
Giờ ai giờ nó
Look, I don't care. What? Wait, that means I automatically get a point because you cheated. It was, yeah, those are the rules. If the other person cheats, then you automatically get a point.
I don't think anything.
You know how to get the
I
thing?
need you to
You know how to get the thing?
Yeah, but I'm trying to do it.
Oh, yeah, yours. You need to go down. It's gonna go above me. Hold on. Hold on. I'm not gonna hit you. I want to hit the cat. Because if I hit the plants, if you actually the plant, then you would. That's 2 times. That means I win. What? Ooh.
No, not broken. Come on.
Wait.
No, we're not working. I can't get out. Please don't hit me.
I need to go back. No. I need to go back. And stop. Show the plant everything.
Hãy sắp đi làm.
Stop.
Oh yeah. Ha! We got next hit. I didn't get it yet.
Why? You know I already got a point because you cheated like 3 times. But you cheated. You cheated 3 times, so that means I lose.
You cannot hit me because I'm the winner. You cannot hit me because I'm the winner.
Okay, to celebrate. Oh.
Not me to trick you.
You know you're not the winner because you cheated. Can't cheat.
I'm just bummed. That's how.
No.
Who's in this? My turn. I will use the game bomb soon. That's not wait. You get the bomb, you want the bomb?
I want to get
Just your blue.
in your face. Bam, bomb. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you?
Well, let's go without it. That's not.
That it's my turn.
Oh, yeah. I know the perfectly.
No,
that's not.
No, it's my turn. You can't beat me.
Okay, then do it now. Ini nak makan. Yang makan. See? Good. Now time to end this. One time for all. No.
One time for all.
Yes, one time for all.
Okay, I'll do it.
Okay.
Bye.
First one. You gotta take 2 coins.
Okay,
Nah. This is the hardest one.
how's the hardest one?
What?
I will kill him in 1 hit.
Watch. Just watch. Look.
Oh. 1, 2, 3. Bye.
Too high.
Bye to the
No, take it.
No, my turn. Okay. This is
Yeah, no more gas. You have no more gas. Watch.
I know. Let's either shoot that. Yes. I got a pig.
Real?
Yes. The metal box gives you something.
Yang ini simple Nasash.
No, my turn.
Wow.
Why would you do that?
Oh, I get so high.
What? What happened? Oh, you fell off the edge.
I forget.
You fell
No.
off the edge.
Wait. Oh yeah, because of how much say. Oh yes. Let's say I forget.
Okay.
What about?
Because the mission will push me back.
Yeah.
That's done good. You can slow down.
This thing can explain us.
You want to buy game? Is that what you think?
Yes, that's a play game, but I don't think they will. You wanna play it?
Let's see how it is. I will use these and you will use me.
Yeah, we don't play that game.
Okay, to make it plain, we just cut the keyboard in half and I get half and you get half.
Why would I do that? Are you crazy? Are you crazy?
It's because the
Wait, no,
computer.
I'm finished. I'm finished.
What do you mean?
Okay, done. But if we don't cook early, this is not bad. Hurry up, take now. You're holding.
Semakin berapa?
Long, yeah.
Okay,
And look, she needs to take. I'm gonna take you these.
I'm gonna go to college and get a job by the time this is done.
No, you got this now.
Yeah, I can do that.
Grand Theft Auto. I'm playing, but.
Right, okay, let me go to college. I'm graduated, and now I'm getting
I'm
a
not
job.
even Let's play it.
No, let's play what's the one? Let's play that.
No, that's just it. Let's get one. I love stick, love stick.
Go it slow. 8 goals build us class.
Get on.
That's literally cool.
Cool club.
I have a pool table, actually.
You guys play it?
Yes. Well, I mainly play with my table tennis table, actually.
So I got it. No, don't do that. Yeah, stop. Yeah.
The mouse. 1, 2, 3, die.
Your turn.
1v1.
1v1. I point out the edge right away.
Let's see. I'm gonna hit your face. Let me aim to your face.
No, that's no.
No, make the face. Okay. The face one. No, I want the first one. Give me the first one.
Walk on here.
I'm working.
Just now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
What happened?
What did you do?
This.
What if you 1, 2, I am here. Ooh. Okay.
Put it here. It's so hard.
She just left on the price one.
Oh, no, not the fire.
I was wondering why I was making that sound. It's so confusing.
Look at one.
Oh, I see.
You was shy here.
What?
You was shy. No.
No one.
Nothing.
I told. I'm gonna aim for your face. I told you. Aim for the
What's
picture.
your map?
What did you do? I
Sing
can't.
again.
I name it. I name it for the face.
Can you play now?
What? We aim for the face. Okay, my turn.
Yeah!
Go on.
Wait, no, sorry.
I have an idea. So wait, no, I have a chocolate. Hey, it's my turn. What did you do?
No.
Oh, what is that
You win.
one?
What? Okay, I'm better than you.
Okay,
Let's do okay.
What is this game?
Foreign one.
Yay.
I've got it on the ground. Look at the ground. Let's follow to the. My God, no, don't come now. Stay outside and survive. Alright, let's put myself.
I said we did. Miss Amanda.
Yeah, she in the
In our
yeah, that room right there. This one there, this classroom here. Knock it. That one, yeah.
No. Look where you looking. Look like that. Jingle bells, jingle bells. Is this now again? In the coffee room.
I love your also.
No.
Yes.
When class on start, huh? Wait. Still class on school done?
Yes.
Yes, done.
Yes.
You have to slide.
Jeez. I typed in.
We typed it. He typed in.
What you got back?
Now we can follow.
See?
And I didn't follow.
Yes.
This phone protected.
I am not right now.
I could go up. Mommy, can I go back here?
Yes.
Hey. Pull your chair up and turn around, please. You in the back. If I start to hear from you again, I'm gonna have to deal with you too.
What the? I don't play.
Hello. Be quiet. Close the game. Destiny. We are about to resume. The other children, notice you were not exposed to it. Alright? Isaiah is the name, right?
Yeah.
Right. Isaiah would really like to learn this as well. Right, so don't slow down the class for the sake of those who want to try, okay? Alright, so guys,
I don't want to choose. Oh yeah, okay, but I want to join you now.
shh, close the game, Destiny. I'm not gonna say it again. I'm gonna get up. No. Pull yourself up into your chair, please. Pull yourself forward. Up closer to your computer. You can access the keys and you can type. Alright, so I was supposed to get my flash drive to walk around, and all of a sudden, I got a next flash drive. It's misbehaving. I can't even save anything on the flash drive. I'm not sure what's happening. This is either the bad luck of the Irish or the luck of the Irish. I'm not sure. Anyhow, that would have concreted, which we did earlier, would have concrete, right? Your exposure to C code, right? So that's why you have access to HTML, JavaScript, right? Pascal, right? C code, right? There's C++ and there's Python to be done. And we get into the web development aspect, we're going to learn about PHP, right? Which is the last 2 days of this week. And you all know that today is Thursday, right?
No, today's not Tuesday. Today's
Okay, very
Wednesday.
good.
Today's Wednesday.
Alright, so somebody's paying attention.
Not
The last 2 days of this week is Thursday and Friday, right?
Today's not Thursday.
So we have a lot of work to do
On
right?
Thursday.
on Thursday
Tuesday's our field trip.
and on Friday.
Oh,
Friday is
no.
also a feature. You see how much work we have to
Friday's
do.
too cool.
So I'm going to need you all to be diligent, right? I can't go forward without you all understanding what we did. Yesterday, you all missed because you all went on the trip. Alright, so basically, what we have here is HTML code, right? You can see it starts with HTML alphabet, right? You would have coded this before.
I didn't know.
You did this as well.
No,
Yes,
I didn't.
yes you did.
No, I didn't.
This is when we did the ASCII and the color wheel.
I didn't do no code.
Yes, you did that.
No, I didn't.
Alright, sit around in a chair and pull yourself, please. Alright, so we basically set up the page like you all know we set up a page before. So this will have a title. So you know the title, the smiley face. Alright, so when you open the web page, you're gonna see smiley face in the top left hand corner. Right, so the title is responsible for that, which is in the head. Then we can see the body of the HTML code. So in the body of the HTML code, all we have is a paragraph tag, which is center aligned and is given the name or canvas. Right? And then embedded within the paragraph tag, as you can see, we open and close the paragraph tag here, right? So embedded in the paragraph tag is a new class of tag that you all never did before. This is called canvas. Right, so you can see the canvas, so we open and close the canvas here, and then, right, so this is part where we close it, this is where we open it. We give the canvas a specific ID. You say ID is equal to my canvas. With the ID, the power of CSS, we could use JavaScript in order to update any part of that page with the ID my canvas. So that is basically what this code at the bottom here is. Alright? So we set up the page, and then most importantly, after we finish with the body of the HTML web page, we have a script tag. Script, right, means that we don't have to compile that language. Alright? We have a script tag, and this is JavaScript we're talking about. And you can see that there's a source. There's a source, right, that the web browser is going to be relating to whenever I try to execute this code. Right? Basically, the binaries which are associated with this address allows this code to run natively in your browser. Right? So that's why the source is important. If you don't have that source, it's not going to work. The source also has to be correct. We discovered yesterday if we type one thing wrong, right? It don't work. Alright? So after we have that source, who said Jesus? After we have that source, then we have script. So you can see we open the script and close the script here. Right? So everything inside here is your JavaScript, which is what you all been exposed to now. There's an engine, an IDE, if you will, where we could have wrote Java, right, without having to rely on the browser. To download that will take some time. So just as we download the Pascal, we download the code blocks, and some of you would have downloaded Visual Studio.
I don't have
When you
that.
say coding, but when you say engine, you mean like Roblox Studios, so they have the engine.
Roblox?
And the
No.
engine.
Yeah, like Unreal Engine we develop game.
Yeah.
Now, when we write in programs in a specific language, right? That environment, that software that we get, the text editor, and you can compile, you have all these other features. So we could write error-free code, and we can develop our solution there. That is called an integrated development environment, aka IDE. Through the browser, it's like a clever hack. Yeah? It's kind of fast and efficient because everybody already have a browser. We don't have to download the whole, Java IDE that we could code in Java IDE software. So we're doing this natively in our browser, right? And the way how we're doing it is that, right, we have a source for our script, and then we could write our script, we open and close our script, and you can see what's going on. So basically, we're setting up a variable. Everybody should be accustomed to this VAR. VAR is short for what? Variable, right? You'd have seen that in Pascal. So we are creating a variable called sketchblock, and you can see it's a function that is defined by this instance where we have a canvas of size 40 by 40, which means 40 pixels. One more. 40 pixels in this direction and 40 pixels in this direction, right? Okay? And then we also have a frame rate. So the frame rate defines how fast the image can update. And so far, we have not leveraged this as yet. And that's where the other group stopped off, right? You all would have missed that. And now it says program code goes here, right? This was taken from Khan Academy. Anybody here know about Khan Academy? Very good. Anybody else? Anybody ever use Khan Academy? Right? I would encourage you guys to Google Khan Academy, right? And there is like free HTML programming thing here that you can use, right? You're not gonna have somebody who already understands it to guide you, so you're gonna rely on the hints that Khan Academy have to guide you through that to understand, right? So program code goes here, and basically we have all these different functions, right? The people in the back know these functions and could use these functions. So for the three of you, 1, 2, 3, you will have to pay attention, all right? So what we have is a fill. The fill is RGB. Didn't you all know that 255, 2550?
No.
Right, so we have what? The RGB. So it's red, green, blue. So you see this fill is a function that says this geometry, which is an ellipse. This is a kind of circular thing, right? Right? This geometry which is coming next has to be filled with the equal proportion of red and green. Which color is that? Remember?
I don't know.
Why?
Red and green.
Yeah. That gives yellow, right? So you guys basically see that. So this fill is filling this geometry, which is an ellipse, with the color yellow. All right? You all want to see it?
No.
I'm going to do a quick. Would you like to be excused? You want to go outside? You want to come back when you feel like you're ready to be here? No? Okay. All right. So I'm gonna bring that up. What's going on? The other students will already have something called smiley face on their computer, right? I basically gonna have to bring that up for you guys, right? What's going on? This is it. And they have it even more sophisticated in that they kind of created 2 smiley faces instead of 1. Right? That's where everybody would have ended up yesterday.
So you're already sure of that.
No, but you didn't code it. So now you're going to see what the coding involves. Right? Alright, so this is where the coding involves, right? So I would have explained the other aspects of the code before, and we're saying this is the important part. This is where the actual geometry and colors and so on go, that you can basically draw any image with the power of that. Alright? So, guys, what we were saying is that we remove all this here, right? We save the file, update the reload the browser, and you can see what happens. Right? All we have is this yellow color filling this ellipse. We're gonna explain the properties of the ellipse now. These 200 marks here, 200, 200, they represent the x and the y coordinates. Right? The x coordinate goes across like this. So the 200 says we are going across 200 pixels. Remember, this whole thing is 400 pixels wide by 400 pixels high. So it's 400 pixels wide, and we're going across by 200 pixels, we get to the center here. Yeah? The other thing that says 200 now is relating to the height. We're going up by the height. So the height is also 400 pixels high, right? So we're going up halfway that. Bam. So the center here, these two things define the center of the ellipse. Right? So these two positions, 200 by 200, define what's the center of the ellipse that we're going to draw around. Right? These other two things now define now how stretched out it is in this axis. So this is how stretched out it is in the x-axis. And this one is how stretched out it is in the y-axis. Yeah? So if we go ahead and change, hello. If we go ahead and change this to 50, right, and update the browser, we will see how squishy it becomes.
What?
Because now we are squishing it in the x-axis. Right? We're not spreading it out in the x-axis anymore. We are squishing. That's what we did. Is we lowered the number to 50, and the number originally was 200, right? So we're putting it back to 200, right? Now the other 200, right? If we should edit that and make it 50 now, guess what? As long as it is in this direction, it's gonna just rotate like this. It's gonna be squished in the y direction, right? So let's save that and let's update the page and take a look at what's happening. See, so it's basically just make a rotation. Yes.
So
Just by
it was like an oval.
over.
Yes.
Right.
I
That's
think
pushed
so.
in.
What the?
Right? So an ellipse is essentially an oval. Anyhow, just by understanding that, we could have made it seem as though we rotated the original structure. So the original thing was like this. And we rotated 90 degrees. You all see that? Yeah? Just by updating the shape, we are causing the image to seem to rotate. Yeah? So, we're going to set that back. And I'm going to put some stuff in. Alright, we're setting this back. So we put 200. Right? So it's going to be the correct, right, circular look. Right? Fast smiley face. Right? We set that back. And then what goes next is now the stroke and the stroke weight. Right? So we are defining now that we want the stroke to be red. RGB. So we have red, right? And we're defining the stroke weight. So the stroke weight come like a pencil mark. The more you press on the pencil mark, right? Destiny. Close the window. Are you listening? Sure. Right, so we are setting the stroke color to be red and the thickness of the stroke to be 2 pixels. Right? Now let's draw some kind of structure. So the first structure we're going to draw is an arc. Right, so let's remove this fill information. So directly under, we setting the stroke to be red and the stroke weight to be 2 pixels thick. We're creating an arc. And an arc also needs a center. So the center of the arc is here. Yeah? And we have other parameters that we find out the arc moves. Right? In that we only creating half of the shape. That's what an arc is. Creating half of the shape. Right? So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna save that, right? And I'm gonna reload here so that you can see the arc comment template. See the arc? Now let's make this stroke. Let's make it 5 units. And look how the smile gets a little better, right? See? Now let's make the stroke black. Only black. Oh, what digits we need here to make it black? Red, green,
Yellow.
that's white.
Yellow.
All zeros. Very good. Right? Remember, black is the absence of light. So all the red, green, and blue is missing. Now it's black. You see it?
No. No.
Alright. So what next is to put the eyes in. And the
Yellow.
position of the eyes.
Yellow.
So those eyes are going to be small versions of the ellipse. Much smaller version. But we want to put one here. We want to put one here. So basically we have to figure out now what's going to be the center of this small ellipse here and the center of this small ellipse here and make them equal and proportionate in size. Yeah? So take a look at the difference. So the center of this smaller ellipse is 250. You can imagine this is the center. So we add 50 pixels to get to this position. Yeah? So that's what the 250 means. So we're still along 200, but 250 because 200 is here. So counting from here to here, that's the center. We add 50 more pixels to get to here. See that? So that's what the 250 means. So it's 250 on the x, 200 on the y. Notice the 200 on the y is not changing because it's the same plane. Right? And we're making the radius, right? We're defining the size of it, right, to be 10 units across on both sides. Yeah? And then look at this next one now. This next one, it starts at 200. This is the center, but we minus 50 instead of adding 50. So on top here we add 50, down here we minus 50. So the center of that eye comes across to here. And look, it's the same size. So if you want, we could draw one eye first. Yeah? And then draw the next eye. So let's reload. Voila. One eye first. The red on the inside, the red that we see here on the inside is because we set this fill to red. Right? We could set the fill to white. Right? And make the smiley face of an eye that is white. That'll be 255. Right? On the green and the blue component. Right? So if we save that now, let's take a look at what happened. It's white. So now we're going to put in the next eye. Ready?
Yeah. No.
We put in the next eye now. And let's reload it. Voila. Everybody seeing that? Right? You all would have mastered that because you all have done that before. Giving you all an opportunity. Right? I wanted to have the flash drive working so I could have just transferred the code across to you on your computer. But you can't share it.
I think you start to type it up.
No, they had to type it up. If you all had to type it,
So
you all getting it easy in that you all had to type it. I'm just going to put it on the computer.
I think the two eyes are closer to the mouth.
Yeah, because you have a kind of grim smile. You know what?
What? Like this?
He's behaving.
Like this? This has a
Alright.
funny face.
Alright, so I would have asked the students to do 2 smiley faces instead of 1. Right? And I implore you all to write just this information alone. change this information alone on the page so that we get 2 smiley faces.
So, is this a circle?
Huh?
Is this a circle? I think.
Yeah, more or less. I'm trying to
It's like
make
a
it.
big one.
Alright, so I know that my favorite person in the class did it yesterday. Right? And I'm going to show you all how cute.
Can I see?
Yeah, like,
Can I see?
yeah, I'm going to show you when it comes up. Check this out. Right? It's like
So let
this
me
eye working, this one is a patch,
So let
and
me
you can
see.
see a part of a smile here. Check it out.
What the?
Right? That's what you did. That's what you did, right? Check it out.
So I cannot do that.
Huh?
I cannot write that.
So you know them parents with the eye, sorry, them parents with the eye patch,
Careful, sir. No, this one.
right? You can put an eye patch on one eye, so you can hide,
Isaiah.
right? And you can make a little mouth. You can make a little mouth. He actually got the 2 ones first, before he did this. I told him to go ahead and try to
He
see
can
how
do the
cute
same
he
thing
can.
like you.
Yeah, he did the same thing as I did. So I helped him
That's
to
when
get
I
his 2,
swear.
and
Oh,
I
yeah.
told him to change it up to make something else.
Oh yeah.
And that's what he did. And it put a smile on my face. So, in much the same way, you're gonna try to do the same thing. Alright? Try.
I don't have to try
You have to try. You're in the class, you have to do the work too.
that. I don't have to.
Right? You're not gonna get away from doing the work, okay?
But you come into the future with us?
What?
You come to the future with us?
Maybe if you all behave and you all complete the work fast.
Yes.
So how do you do comments in JavaScript?
Comments? Yeah. Two slashes.
So this one is 2
Two slashes.
Wait.
Keep that window closed, please. Go into the window now, you're giving the window trouble. Huh?
Close.
Why you like that? I put you by the window to sit. And then interfere with the window now. So the window has problem. Huh? Allow the light to get in.
You get an arc and
Sit up. Sit up. Sit up. Sit. Right. Get back down. Right. Alright. So, in the interest of time, we're gonna be moving forward to making our first game. Alright, and this is where everybody gonna get to right now. This is what we just saw on the board here, right? How about things get a little bit more sophisticated when you learn how to write your first code in C++? Okay,
Let me see.
right. So you're gonna have to write your first program in C++. But you know what the issue is? You guys were not here when we install the visuals.
Then I'm not going to
We're going to his machine alone. Yeah, she was here. Right? We'll have the Visual Studio on the practice. It's a long process to download it and install it. And the internet connection here, right? All everybody downloading at the same time is going to be balanced. Right? Because it's large, like 10 gigs you have to download. 15 gigs you have to download. Something in that vicinity. Put that down, please. Right? So, we're going to do this tomorrow morning. Right? Because I'll have all the computers set up. Yours is already set up, right? Right. Try this one and see if it has visuals. This one. Try this one. This one has Visual Studio, right?
That's
Is that
the
Robotics?
computer.
No, take a look at it, guys. Hold on. You want this one? It resembles C coded. If you have the include and the same bracket thing. But look now, instead of standard input, output, header, what do we have? IO stream. We don't want to put no dot. So before we had headers, C++ also have headers. Right? But now C++ have dedicated libraries. We don't put no .h, nothing like that. Right? So the dedicated library for input and output, streaming information as input and output, is called the IO stream. Inside the IO stream, we get things like the C out. So this is how easy it is. So take a look at the main function. We set up the main function to be an integer, which means it could return an integer value, much like C code. And we have main, then we have the open and close curly brackets, right? One here and one here. Then look what we have now. Instead of printf, we have std, which is standard, right? And this means C out, output. Output means you're putting something on your screen, right? So we have std with the two colons, C out. Then we have these operators now. But these operators is like an mnemonic. It's a big word. It means something simple. What it means is that we're taking the text on the right hand side of the screen and we're sending the text into this function. Once it gets into this function knows how to get it up on the screen first. So you can see the direction of these things mean that we're taking whatever is on the right and we send it inside here. And once it gets there properly, this then is responsible for putting it on the screen.
Sir.
And our first C++ code is just going to be, what, 3 lines? For the first time. Right? Only 3 lines to get the same thing done. What's wrong with this software?
See, Kevin is trying to put his 2 foot on the wheel.
Okay. Alright. Just you want to turn around, come on. You want to turn around? How much time I had to turn around? Alright. So, we're going to do that next class. But you guys should see how simple it is. And the same problem that we did in C code, we're going to do in C++. And we're going to see how much more easier it's going to be to code it in C++, right? So that's what we're going to do tomorrow morning, right?
Really?
Writing your first program in Python.
Python? So
Python.
what is Python?
It's an IDE for Python, but fortunately code blocks allow us to do just that, right? Coding Python. So look at the difference in Python. We have no headers, we do nothing like that. It's a scripting language, no compiling is necessary. We don't want to build nothing. Once we write the syntax properly, we can run one time. So look at how it goes. We could say we want a number. We're going to call it num1. And num1 is going to be whatever the user input it to be. So you see this input here?
Yes, sir.
A cursor is going to come up. And the user is going to see the information. Say, please enter the first number.
Sir.
And when they enter the number, it's going to be saved in number. How powerful is that?
If a program is something to watch,
A program?
it's something to watch.
Yes, it is, depending on what industry you're
Like
talking about.
news.
Yeah.
If you watch news on somebody gets killed.
On TV,
Yes.
the images we see on TV is called a program.
Wow.
You're right. But that's a much different type of program from what you do.
I just watched everything on that Annabelle console. That is actually remember I can watch that.
You definitely can't watch people's stuff, right?
Yes, I can.
No,
Watch that. Why?
because you're gonna misbehave. Alright, so we're saying here that we want a num2. Right? And in num2, we're just gonna write input, enter the second number. Hell. Take a look at this, guys. We do have to write a declaration for the number. Because before, in Pascal, everything that we've done so far, even in C++, we have to declare the variable num with a specific data type. In Python, we don't want to do that. So you will see as we go forward how much easier it becomes. Like everything is integrated in one statement. Right? Where's the colon? Where's the semicolon? Not even necessary. You see that? We don't need to have a semicolon at the end of the sentence. Yeah? And the declaration of the variable is done, right, at the same time while accepting the input and at the same time while telling the user what to do in one statement. Right? So we accept the two numbers from the user. Look how we do the simple arithmetic now. We say that the sum is going to be the float. We are converting the data type of both of these num1 and num2. Convert both of them to float. And we add them and install it into sum. Once we have sum now, we can display the sum in whatever format we like. So we have a print function again in Python where we could put the quotation and say, okay, the sum of, yeah? So the sum of the first and the second number, notice how we put the formats. So in how we did it in C code, it's the same thing where we have number 1, number 2 respectively gonna come in these positions. So you see, this marks index position 0, this marks index position 1. That's what it's saying here. So the sum of index position 0, whatever the user entered as number 1 is gonna come up here. So the sum of whatever number, so let's say enter 10. This is gonna read the sum of 10. Why? Because it's inside the bracket and it's the first position. The first position is 0. We call it an index position. And the second position is 1. Anybody can tell me why, when we deal with computers, things start from 0 instead of 1?
Because it is a computer.
Okay, that's not good fun.
Because computers are made up of ones and zeros.
That's the perfect answer. You can't get any better than that.
Yeah.
Right? And we heard it from possibly the youngest person in class. Right?
Me.
Computers is ones and zeros. We can't leave out the 0. Period. Right? So, the way how we set it up here, if we had number 1, number 2, number 3, right? Number 1 would be index position 0, number 2 would be index position 1, and number 3 would be index position 2. So the index position is always 1 less than how we would interpret. We would say this is the first position, but in computing, it becomes the 0 position because it's 1 less. So the one we interpret, we say this is the first position. That first position minus 1 give us 0. So the index position is 0. Right? We will say this is the second position. 2 minus 1, 1. This is the index position, this is 1. So we can appreciate these index positions now. And in the print statement, we're saying whatever is in index position 1 should come here. Whatever is in index position 2 should come here. Yeah? And then this now is the final output. Because this will exist. That's what common answer. Right? Sum. Sum is the last thing. So we have index position 1, index position 2, index position 3. Now remember we had a minus 1. So that gives us 0, 1, 2. So you can look in the print statement. The sum of the first number you insert and the second number you insert is equal to this thing. So this index position 2 is referring to sum. Yeah? And all of that is seamlessly integrated in 1, 2, 3. And this is a count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lines of code.
So just kept
We don't want to declare up, we don't want to do nothing. How exciting is Python gonna be?
good.
So after C coding in one will be Python. Yeah, just to do this very same thing.
Just skip one number.
What number is it?
The 3.
Yeah, 1, 2. Yeah, this is just a comment.
That's a
So this
plus
is not a
sign.
part of the code. Yeah, but it's not a part of the code. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is also a
Why you
comment.
skip? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, you're counting the lines. Thanks very much for that. Right? Alright. So SQL. Remember we said that there's 4th generation programming languages. You know, the advent of the internet, right? We need to generate reports, like payrolls, and your parents working, right? The company generates.
So my daddy will
Payroll.
good. And my mommy too.
So most likely if they have a web infrastructure for doing this, if everything is seamlessly integrated, they're gonna have some SQL in the background.
Right in your
Which one of you all know about Microsoft Access? Anybody know about Microsoft
Me.
Access? Really?
Yes.
Who teach you about it? Oh, you might have heard it when I said it.
Melts.
Okay. Well, I will test it and see what you know about it, right? So SQL, we could set up in Excel tables. Anybody ever set up tables in Excel before?
Me. I have that.
Right? So each table gonna have like some entities. It's gonna be about an entity. Let me say a person. Where the person gonna have a unique ID number, last name, first name, address, and so on. You sit it at the level. Yeah? You notice these 255s? And everybody know what these are now? So after if we have a variable and then the 255 is at the end, it says how long, right? That input could be. Yeah? So you see, transitioning from earlier computing languages into the more sophisticated ones, we're seeing these same kind of ways of coding information translating from one across to the next. Eh?
So that is
Because when you look at the Python just now, this kind of labeling inside of the quotation marks was done in C code. You see it in Python.
I think that is a big screen.
Hmm?
It's a big screen.
It's a big screen.
Yes, like something, I think.
Okay. Alright, so we have the person ID, last name, first name, address, and city. We're creating a table with just these things alone. Right? What's the person ID? What's the last name? What's the first name? What's the address? You can imagine. When you are going online and you're creating an account on Facebook, they did asking for your name? Yeah? Age. Right? It's tables like this. And the code which is responsible for that is SQL. Right? Later when you all get onto CSEC level where you possibly doing IT, you're all gonna have to do Microsoft Access. And this is SQL which is happening in the background, right? Alright, so that takes us officially to where we're supposed to, which is developing apps, developing the web. Right? Right, so everybody can shake their hand because the first programming language we do is HTML. Right? So HTML, the web, the World Wide Web. Just talk about Facebook. All the websites you all know and love. Roblox.
Roblox?
Yes. This is how it works, guys. This is how it works. Everything on the web relies on 1, 2, 3, 4. These programming languages form the backbone of web technology. You all introduced to HTML and JavaScript already. These are the two missing things that you don't know yet.
So
And after you're exposed to that, you basically could code Facebook for yourself, provided you have a team to assist you and you have the time.
So what is PHP?
Sorry?
What is PHP?
PHP? It's a programming language.
I don't know what that is.
No, it's not an acronym. Right? I don't want you to see it as an acronym. You see it as a programming language.
Oh, yeah.
So we do HTML 20 times in class from the first column of the exercise. Even with JavaScript, we did HTML. Right? And so we did Visual Design. If you just know, that was also JavaScript. So jQuery is what makes your web page interactive. Right? And PHP is what does the background information. So when you sign up on Facebook with your account or whatever, all that information is logged in a database. Even when you delete your account, they still have the information there. Yeah? Why? Because this code is responsible for taking that when you put it on the web and storing it in a table somewhere on whatever computer, whatever server they have. Right? Okay? Alright? So you all already know and love this structure.
So
This is the HTML. Yes, very good. Very good. So it's doc type HTML. We have the HTML tab. We open and close. Head, open and close. Inside head we have title. Title tab open and close. Inside the body open and close we have a paragraph tab. That's called our web page. Yeah? You are familiar with HTML. This is HTML, right? So, how to get your business online? You all might have the ambition in the future to start your own business. You might have parents who are in business and they don't have a website yet. But you all can build a website.
Social media.
Today's sponsor.
So I can feel that. I want to feel it.
So we obviously on YouTube, so they will see that.
So I love to feel that too.
We are on
This?
Yes.
Okay. It's just projected from the
That's bounce
projector.
it or something.
Okay then.
Like bouncy ball.
Well, don't bounce the projector, please. Alright? So to get your business online, this is basically the process. Right? Remember, you are learning the core skills to do this for yourself. You know? You all could become part of a team where companies want to get on the web. Right? They're not come to your company to say, hey, boy, I need this. Or I have to build my website so my website can do this to my business. I can make money. And you're going to say, okay, all right, cool, based on what you need. Right? This is the number of workers we need to complete it in the time frame we need to be completed. This is the course. Yeah? You're going to be on that team. Alright? So, the first thing is to register domain name. Anybody ever heard the name domain name before? Google.com is a
Using
name.
Squarespace.
Sir, Google is YouTube.
Alright, very good. So I'll give you that. Put that on
Sir,
YouTube.
Google is YouTube a little bit.
Okay. Well, she said something. YouTube.com is a domain name. So, all these services that we know and love are essentially domain names. Okay, my next one.
Me.
Twitch.com. Very good. You said domain before.
Twitch.
Right? Yeah, that's one. How about well, I don't you all would be so familiar, but Roblox have a website, right? So we had Roblox.com, but that's a domain name. So all these things are fundamentally domain names, but you are now getting to understand that because you are getting the world of understanding exactly why things in the real world is how it is. This is where you're getting that
So
exposure.
what is
Exposure.
tens and ones?
Tens and ones. Okay, I think you will be learning some math there.
No.
Right? So after we have our domain name, we have a registered domain name. They are domain name service providers. You can find them on web. You go to them, need a credit card themselves. We search to see if the domain name we want exists. So let's say we're going to start a website to sell toys. And we're going to call ourselves Toy Sanka. Right? That's the name of your toy company. Toy Sanka, right? And you selling toys. So when you go up, you trying to find your domain name. Your domain name is going to be toysanka.com. You want to go and see if you could get that one to buy. Yeah? When you buy that one now, you have registered your domain name. Because when you buy it, you get the credentials. So you can use it to design any website. Right? So that's the first step. The second step is to then develop the website, which is what you all would have been introduced to before. You all learn how to develop a single web page. That's the HTML thing that you saw. Yeah? Well, a website is a combination of web pages interconnected so that you have what is called a sidebar. Right? There's a physical way that you can navigate from one page to all the other pages on a website through this sidebar. So using a sidebar like a roadmap to link all the pages together, that's what creates a website. Yeah? So if you know how to code one page, you could code the next one, you could code the next one, but bring them all together, link those web pages together, you get the entire website. Yeah? So you need a server now. This is the technical part. Right? There's not much server services in internet today. Okay. And the ones that do exist, they're not going to be competitive in price as opposed to what you can get on, right? Because the cost it takes them to run a server here, you might end up paying $100 a week, right, for using it. Yeah? While you're paying about 99 cents a week to use it with a different service provider somewhere, wherever else in the world, right? So it's going to be a little bit more cheaper, right, for you to get a server. Now, you could go and purchase your own server. Again, this is going to require a credit card. Right? You go on the website, hello, and you purchase, right? Your server becomes some high-speed computer, right? With a dedicated space and memory that is bootstrapped to the internet. Bootstrapping means this computer is on the network, that computer is on the network, that computer is on the network. That computer is also on the network. But guess what? They can't communicate with each other just yet. Yeah? You have to set up a means in which they can communicate. Alright? Now, on a network, every computer has what is called an IP address. So numbers, right, is what say distinguish that computer from this one. Right? So what this server is a computer somewhere on the network, right? And it has an IP address that we can access That's it. So when you purchase, right, your access to your server, they give you all the credentials again, and you have this virtual space, that release access, maybe say 1 terabyte of data. So that becomes where all your website information is going to be. Yeah? And access to that, you're going to have the password and so on, right? You can access that virtual space. You can make changes to your website. You can change the content there. You can change the videos, whatever you might have there. Right? You can update that information. Right, guys? You want to go to the bathroom? Yeah? So that's how these things is becoming so important. Nobody has a website without this. There are services that kind of cut out all here. Do everything for you. That's what Squarespace does. Right? Yeah, a lot of it is free. Yeah? A lot of the experience is free. Right? Because they give you a domain name defined by their domain name.
I don't know.
Or a subdomain. I think they do. And they give you like a starter website that you can actually make changes to in your browser. And they already identify for you that you have an address that you can go to access on your page. And basically, you can maintain your website. Anything you want to do, you can make a little change. You can do it quick. Like, yeah, in a few seconds, just log in. And they already have the social media. Just in today's time, social media is that important. Right? But if you're a power user like the bank, I think the bank can give people access to how much billions of dollars they have for people inside the bank. That has to be very protected, right? So the bank can't forego this process. They have to do everything themselves. Where they have control and access to everything, and nobody else have access or control. Right? So everything is cyber secure. Right? There's nobody else who can access their thing but them. So the bank would have to purchase a domain name, develop their own website, set up their own server, yeah, employ computer programmers, web developers to maintain that website after it was developed. Right? And they're gonna need their own social media integration to be done on the website for them. Right? You can see the only company. Right? So this is the process of getting your business online. And you guys are learning now, right? The technical skills to make an impact in this industry. I think by the next 10 years, there should be no business in Trinidad that don't have a presence online. Okay? There's going to be a lot of opportunities, right, to make a contribution in that industry, right? So, besides Squarespace, Squarespace is actually the first one on the list. So, registering a domain name and acquiring a server, you could go to any one of these websites: Squarespace, GoDaddy, HostGator, Amazon, Google. Yeah. So, when you are setting up your own website, where are you gonna go? Squarespace, GoDaddy, HostGator, Amazon, or Google. These are those service providers. I personally use GoDaddy and HostGator and Google. I've never used Amazon or Squarespace.
So, GoDaddy and Amazon is the same rule.
No?
Yes, it is. And Google.
Alright, so after we register our domain name, guess what?
I said no.
We get a domain name, and the domain name could look something like this. We're gonna have to understand each part of that domain name. You want to see it? We have only a few minutes again. So you could see that we have this HTTPS. Who remember typing HTTPS in the JavaScript?
SH.
Right. So this is called the schema or the protocol, which is Hypertext Transfer Protocol secured. That's what this means.
So that word is it's secure.
What are you saying now?
Secure.
All right. So then we have what is called a subdomain.
Block secure.
So we have blog, right? .hubspot. So this is our second level, a slightly higher domain. And then we have .com, which is the top level domain. And then we have a subdirectory. I'll explain all this to you guys. Yeah.
Isaiah's kind of got me.
Isaiah's kind of looking in. Okay, yeah. Right, so you shift across. Is that better?
Yeah.
Alright. So let's look at something that you guys may be a little bit more familiar with.
Isaiah.
How about www.google.com? You're not familiar with that, right? Well, Google is the domain name. www. Is what? The World Wide Web. Yeah? You all know what www. Means, right? Because I just told you. World Wide Web. And I'm going to explain the World Wide Web to you. When the physicist was in the lab and making the internet, right? What they do is to connect all the computers together.
So my
Well, I
favorite
know.
people know.
Connect all the computers together on the network, right? And then find a way for all the computers on the network to communicate with each other. Share information and share resources. That's essentially what a network does. So you can have a printer connected to his computer. But because you're on the same network, you'll share resources. You could access the printer connected to that computer. Even though you're not connected to it. Just the fact that you're on the same network. So you see the issue. Every time we connect to the internet,
Is that what a DDoS attack is?
you have your idea, right? Because we're gonna get that. Every time you connect to the internet, you are a part of the largest network. Where if the programmers and hackers have the knowledge and the expertise, they have access to everything you have access to. I mean, your smart TV, your vault. If you buy an electric turn to open your vault, right? Maybe your parents have $1,000,000 in that vault, right? And they have the fingerprint on it. If that connected to the internet, they have access to that too. Yeah. So we have to understand why it's important for it to be secure. That S is very important. Yeah. Secure. Right? So if we have toysanka.com, right? The address would read HTTPS : the 2 slashes, because that's the protocol, right? We call that the scheme. Right? That is the language basically that the computer is speaking with each other when they're sending information back and forth from the server back to his computer and back and forth, right? That's how you see everything come up on the screen, right? So this is the schema in which that communication is happening. Now, it would be Toy Sanka. So Toy Sanka would be one thing. There wouldn't be a subdomain and a high level domain. It would have just been one domain. Yeah? If you want to give his sister part of the business, there would be Toy Sanka dot sister. So Toy Sanka would be the subdomain, and sister would be a slightly higher level domain. You follow it? Yeah? The .com means commerce. So any business, any website you go to that says .com, they are in the business of buying and selling, providing a service. So let's burst your bubble now.
What?
Facebook.com. What does that mean?
Oh no. They sell our data.
Alright.
No, Ayush.
Okay.
Ayush. No.
See what that means? Knowledge is power. But if you don't know, it don't affect you.
Sir, how was good?
It is good. I agree with
Oh no.
What?
you.
Oh!
YouTube.com. Yeah?
They sell
What
our
it com
data
means?
too.
It com means they're in commerce. They're selling and they're buying. They're providing a service and somebody's paying for it. If not you, then me. Pocket is dry. Okay? I had to pay for it. Alright, guys? Right? So if we see uwi.edu, what do you think edu means? Education. Right? So the .edu means that there's an institution. How about if we see .tt?
And then
Trinidad and Tobago. So you will know that website, yeah, has that location presence in Trinidad and Tobago. You see that? What about .net?
Network.
Network. So that website is an entity, right? Governing some kind of network, right? What about .tv?
Television.
Well, right. So that website is a television station, right? Or better yet, a satellite provider for all these television stations. Yeah? How about this one? See if I can get you all with this one.
I've got 6.
.org.
Organized.
Organization. So
Free.
all the websites in the ministry is going to be .org.
Easily have it.
Ministry. You try that. It's .org. .org. Right? Organization. Very good. So just by going to our website and you see what comes after the dot. It can be .com, .net, .tv, .tt. In Barbados. Barbados is DJ. I'm not sure. Jamaica is .jm. Right? .co, .ca, .us. What would US mean? Right. Right, there's websites you're going to go to, you're going to see .us come up, right? So this .com or .edu, that represents the part of the internet that service or entity belongs to.
8.
If it's commerce, it's going to be send, right? If it's education, you know, they are social institution or secondary institution, however it be, right? So this speaks to the part of the internet that it belongs to. So this is a unique identifier. And you will see this all the time, but unless you know, it don't really have meaning to you. Yeah? So we empower you so that you know. All this together forms what is called a URL. And URL is an acronym, Destiny. URL is an acronym for Uniform Resource Locator. And I'll tell you this. Instead of typing in an IP address, so when you set up your website, really and truly, it's an IP address, a number like 160.199 dot something something dot something, right? Just numbers. That's supposed to take you to that website. The domain name that you purchased in the original instance replaces those ones and zeros with a name that is identifiable, a name that becomes your brand. Yeah? So, Toy Sanka, right? That's what we were talking about here. That becomes your brand, the name of your business, right? That's the domain. So the domain name is a way of accessing your website without having to put in the IP address. Just a substitute for the IP address. That's all it really people consider it. Yeah. How hard was it would it be to tell people you don't remember the .11 .6 right? It'd be hard for them to remember that. But they can remember Facebook.com. So the Facebook.com essentially equal to what they can't remember. What is ridiculous to ask them to remember. Yeah? So that is why this party is Toy Sanka, right? Is your business. And that is how people get to your website. Okay? So we're gonna design a website in class tomorrow. Where we're gonna have a company that's selling Rubik's Cube. And we're gonna code the whole website. Right? To sell Rubik's Cubes.
So what's that to do? What is that?
What? This is a Rubik's Cube. You never played with a Rubik's Cube before?
I mean this one.
Oh, this one is a real good Rubik's Cube, eh? It have a robot that could solve the Rubik's Cube for you. Yeah. And you can control the robot with your phone. Huh? This one lights up. Yeah, this one's an LED one. This one's a Bluetooth one. So you could connect to your phone with this one and you could change colors and do everything. Really? As a matter of fact, you could change the colors so that you solve it. Think about that. You make everything red. That's Bluetooth 4.0. 360 degrees LED.
Wow.
Right? And it's telling us the brightness 350 degrees.
So you can
Yeah,
buy
you could
that.
rotate 360 degrees, yeah.
So you can buy that.
You could,
Only with
So is my mom there?
no, you missed.
Where's she?
Nah, she's not there.
She's coming just now.
When she comes.
She's right here.
No, don't touch it.
She's right there.
Alright, guys, so remember we have some stuff to do tomorrow.
Really?
Press along, right? You all don't have the code yet for doing this smiley face. Yeah? And then exciting things is gonna come after this because you see after this, right? This is the coding of the USC website. Right? We're gonna actually draw more things with JavaScript and right, we're gonna simulate real life physics. Look at that. A ball bouncing. And going up. So you see the physics that define how the car moves in the real world? The physics and all this knowledge that we have, it is possible for us to code a virtual world that behaves identical to our real world. Whoever see Player One, the movie, yeah, the virtual world, right,
Sir?
could possibly become indistinguishable
Sir?
from the real world. Right?
What is that?
What is that?
Up there?
Yeah, it's a ball. It's a ball that is bouncing.
I can
So-
reach it.
Yeah. So the ball now,
I can't reach it.
gonna okay, change. Right. So how about writing the code for this? A drone that is flying.
So you know.
You don't want that
like
challenge. You have to do
drone-
that in class, right?
So you know.
Provided we have time. You don't have to be on your best behavior because you have to do all that.
It's especially as a code.
Huh?
At least 1,000 code.
No, it isn't. You're gonna be surprised.
it's too loud.
Alright? How about
Isaiah.
Yeah.
I'm like.
how about a game? Take a look at this game. It's a rabbit game. So you can see the rabbits going to the finishing line. You can code this, code the finish line and the rabbits and how the rabbits move. And then tic-tac-toe. Who play tic-tac-toe?
Me.
We are gonna actually make this game for 3 people. And we're gonna expand it to work for 4 people. Right? You're gonna have to code the game for yourself.
Look, one.
And you can bring it to your computer's that touch screen. You want to play real nice on that touch.
So look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people can do that.
Right. Right. You're gonna know how to change the code so that we can have 6 people playing instead of 3.
What the?
Yeah. Any number of people. You can update the code. You can update the code, right? That's how important it is.
Rectangle.
So you see, you guys have to understand the JavaScript because the JavaScript is what we're using. It's gonna empower us to write all these games and all these simulations, these real world simulations with the ball bouncing and the drone and all that, right? So I want you all to be excited, right? Because when the excitement stops Friday, you're gonna have even more excitement in that there's a future. You want to
I want the future.
what's happening this? You all know what's happening on Friday? What's the future doing?
It's so cool.
I
What
would
is?
like to.
Oh, you're not going. Oh, you're not going.
You're
I think your parents should know. Make sure that it's going to remind you, right? So that you get it, because I wanted it. Right? So you'll get an opportunity.
So
Go on, I will be there.
I can't go. But I kind of want to go back and watch
So I'm gonna play TikTok too.
Okay.
X is there.
Oh
Oh
gosh.
my god.
Alright,
X
Destiny.
is there.
Alright, so you guys, you are officially dismissed. 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to get the flash drive to work so I can put the code for the JavaScript on your computers, right?
Me too.
Okay. No, you have it already. You were there. You didn't know that. Destiny. Destiny.
my PC.
Come.
Charged.
You charge it right there.
So I can put under the table.
Huh?
I can put under the table.
Okay.
You know.
Let's see you tomorrow, sir.
Yeah. Can you talk to me? Can you talk to me?
Dick art. Dick art.
You want to talk to her?